So in the last class we have seen the difference between fixed length coding and variable length coding. So the differences we have seen, and we came to the conclusion that the variable length coding is most efficient than fixed length coding in terms of signal bandwidth. So by using variable length coding we can represent data with minimum number of bits, whereas in fixed length coding the data size will be little more than VLC. And we have also seen one example, a bad cab example. Using fixed length coding, the frame a bad cab can be written as 21 bit size code word, and by using variable length coding the same frame can be represented by 8 bit binary data. Okay. So 3 bit data we can save by using variable length coding. And also we have seen second type of variable length coding, where the same frame can be represented by only 9 bits, but so the compression is more in case of VLC2 over VLC1, but though we achieve better compression, decoding is not possible with variable length coding 2. Okay. Whereas in case of variable length code 1 we can successfully decode, and also the data size also comparatively less. So this is the received sequence in the VLC1, variable length coding 1. So once we receive this data, then as I said earlier, this variable length code 1 dictionary will be available at the receiver side. By observing from this dictionary we can able to decode. So if you observe here, first we will get binary 0. Let me rewrite this code once again. So we have 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 1 and 0 0 0 1 0 0 1 0. So this is the code we can able to receive at the receiver side, and first we are going to receive binary 0. So in the dictionary no letter is represented with binary 0, so we will wait for next bit. So once after receiving second bit, so now the set of bits together 0 0. So 0 0 is assigned for binary A. So we can decode now 0 0 as A. Next again we receive binary 0. So no letter is assigned with binary 0. We will wait for next bit. So 0 1, 0 1 also not there in our dictionary. So next again we will wait for next bit. So next bit is 0. So 0 1 0 together, if you see, that is assigned for binary, that is assigned for letter B. So 0 1 0 is decoded as B. Next again we will check 0, no code word, and 0 0 0 means we will decode it as A. Next similarly we decode 1 0 0 as 1 0 0 is D. So D. Next next the received code word is 0 1 1. So 0 1 1 is C, corresponding to C. Next 0 0 0 0 means A, and 0 1 0 means, where is 0 1 0? 0 1 0 B. B. So the frame a bad cab can be successfully decoded at the receiver side by use of first variable length coding, whereas the second variable length coding, the decoding is not possible, wrongly we have decoded. So how successfully we are decoding in VLC1? If you clearly observe this codes, this kind of code we call it as prefix codes. So what is prefix code? In prefix codes, no code word is prefixed to another code word. if I observe here 0 0, no other code word is starting with 0 0. Okay, and if you observe 0 1 0, no other code word is starting with 0 1 0. Okay, and similarly 0 1 1 also. 0 1 1 is also not acting as prefix to any other code word. So such kind of code words are there in a code. Such code is called as prefix code. Okay, in prefix code, no code word is prefix to other code word. Okay, a prefix code is one in which no code word form the prefix of any other code word. Such codes are also called as instantaneous codes. And now we have one important inequality, that is Craft inequality. What is Craft inequality? A necessary and sufficient condition for the existence of a binary code with a code words having lengths n1, n2 and so on nl that satisfies the prefix condition is summation of k from 1 to l 2 power of minus nk less than or equal to 1. So that means here nk means kth code word length of kth code word. So if I sum 2 power of minus nk for all code words, the summation should be less than or equal to 1. We will see one example, then we can conclude. So if any code is satisfying Craft inequality, such code can be used for variable length coding. If that code is if a code does not satisfy both prefix condition as well as Craft inequality, we cannot use that code for variable length coding. Okay. So by the use of such unsatisfied codes, we cannot able to decode properly the original message. Okay. And here we have one more definition. Average code word length. Average code word length R bar is defined as summation of I from 1 to capital L ni p of xi, where ni is ith code word length of ith code word, and p of xi is probability of occurrence of ith code word, ith symbol, ith output of a source. Always in source coding, as I said earlier, we will take a DMS source, discrete memoryless source, and this discrete memoryless source we assume to generate L number of outputs. So xi is one of such output from a DMS, discrete memoryless source. And now source coding theorem. So source coding theorem is defined as, let x be ensemble of a letter from a DMS. DMS means again discrete memoryless source with a finite entropy h of x. Entropy means average self information of a source x, and the output symbols xk, k equal to 1 to L, 1 2 3 and so on L, occurring with probabilities p of xk, again k from 1 to L. So we are taking basically a source x that is generating L number of symbols, so x1 to xl, and each output has a probability p of xk. It is possible to construct a code that satisfies prefix condition and has an average length R bar that satisfy the inequality h of k h of x less than or equal to R bar less than h of x plus 1. So here basically this R bar average code word length is bounded between h of x plus 1 to h of x, or h of x to h of x plus 1. Okay, our average code word length is bounded between h of x and h of x plus 1. So such statement is given by source coding theorem. And next we have in source coding, we have one more important parameter, that is efficiency of prefix code. So we are generating, we have several techniques which we are going to discuss in the next classes. and in all code the parameter that is used to decide the efficiency of a code is nothing but efficiency. How good a code is decided by this parameter efficiency. So, efficiency is defined as h of x by r bar, where h of x is average self information or entropy, r bar is average code word length, and both we have defined earlier, entropy as well as average code word length. And also efficiency inversely we can also represent with redundancy, that is sigma, we can write it as 1 minus efficiency. So, if efficiency is near to 100 means decoding is 100% is possible, okay. Without any error we can able to decode. If efficiency is less means the probability of decoding will also gradually reduces. So, if efficiency is high, there is a high chance of successful decoding, and if efficiency is less means chance of decoding will also become diminished. Let us see one example. Consider a source x which generates 4 symbols with probabilities. P of x1 is 0.5, P of x2 is 0.3, P of x3 is 0.1 and P of x4 is 0.1. The entropy of the source is h of x as we defined earlier, minus of summation of k from 4, here L is 4, number of symbols L equal to 4, P of xk log P of xk. Unless since we are using all binary data, binary symbols we are using, that is why we are taking base as 2. If you are using some other kinds, the base also will change and units also will change correspondingly. So, here the entropy of the source is 1.685 bits. Suppose for example, let us assume that we are using some prefix code and we have generated code words for each symbol. So, the code word for x1 is 0, code word for x2 is 10, code word for x3 is 110 and code word for x4 is 111. Okay. So, we have used some source coding technique and we have generated these codes. Then what is the average code word length, and how average code word length is defined? Summation of k from 1 to L nk p of xk. Okay. Since there are 4 symbols, here again L equal to 4. Nk is length of first code word. First code word length is 1 bit, only 0, that means 1 bit, and probability of that code word is 0.5. So, 1 into 0.5 plus second code word length. Second code word length is 2 bits. So, 2, and probability of second code word is 0.3. So, 2 into 0.3, and third code word length is 3 and probability of third symbol is 0.1. So, 3 into 0.1 again plus fourth code word is again of size 3 and its probability is 0.1. So, 3 into 0.1. So, if I sum all these elements, then the average code word length r bar I can able to achieve 1.7 bits. Okay. And now r bar, so this code is satisfying source coding theorem if you observe. So, according to source coding theorem, r bar should be bounded between h of x and h of x plus 1. So, h of x is 1.685 and h of x plus 1 is 2.685. So, this value should be between 1.685 and 2.685. Okay. So, this code is satisfying source coding theorem, and whether this code is used for variable length coding or not, we can check by using Craft inequality. And before that we will see the efficiency of this code. So, efficiency of the code is defined as h of x by r bar. So 1.685 divided by 1.700. So efficiency is 99%, 99.12%. And now if we check for Kraft inequality, so 2 power of minus nk. So first code word size is 1. So 2 power of minus 1 is 0.5, and second code word size is 2. So 2 power of minus 2, that is 0.25, and third code word length is 3. So 2 power of minus 3, that means 1 by 8, so 0.125, and fourth code word size also of size 3. So 2 power of minus 3 is equal to 0.125. Okay. If I sum all these elements, you see 0.125, 0.125, 0.25, 0.25 plus 0.25 is 0.5, 0.5 plus 0.5 is 1. So according to Kraft inequality, the summation should be less than or equal to 1. So since the summation is equal to 1, we can use this code for variable length coding, and also we can decode the received signals correctly. And please note down this problem. Examine which of the following codes are instantaneous codes or prefix codes. So we have 4 symbols, source symbols, and these 4 symbols are represented by different codes, different VLCs, different VLCs. So first code is consisting, one is x1 is represented by 0, x2 is represented by 1, x3 with 0 0, and x4 with 1 1, and code B is as shown here, and similarly code C, code D also given here, and also probability for each symbol also given. X1 probability is 1 by 3, and x2 probability is also 1 by 3, and 1 by 6, 1 by 6, 1 by 6, 1 by 6. Okay. Now we have to check which code is satisfying prefix condition, that means which code is used for VLC code, and also at last we have to determine the average coding length, coding efficiency, and redundancy of code B. For this code B, we have to check all parameters, that efficiency, average code word length, and redundancy. And firstly, by seeing the code itself, we can check prefix condition. If I check code A, we have one code word 0 and we have another code word 0 0. So 0 0 is having prefix of 0 is acting as prefix of code word assigned for x3. Okay. So this obviously won't satisfy prefix condition, first thing. Similarly, 1 is also a prefix of another code word that is assigned for x4. So this obviously code A is not satisfying prefix condition. And coming to code B, we have one code word 0 and no other code word is starting with 0. And similarly, if I see 1 0, no other code word is starting with 1 0. So that means 1 0 is not a prefix of other code words. Similarly, we have another code word 110. 110 is not also acting as prefix to another code. And next we have also 111. 111 also not prefix to any other code word. And coming to code C, first itself it was failing. So the x1 is represented by 0 and 0 is prefix to all other code words. So undoubtedly this code also won't sufficient prefix condition. And coming to last code D also satisfying prefix condition because no code word is prefix to other code words. 0, 0 is not prefix to any other code word. 10, 10 is also not prefix of any other code word. 110 also not acting as prefix of any other code word. So code D will be satisfied, and code B also will satisfy prefix condition. Okay. So we also check Craft inequality. Okay. So as per Craft inequality, summation of k from 1 to q d power of, here d is binary, since we are using binary bits, d equal to 2, lk or nk, different books will use different variables to represent. So this is nothing but length of code word only, kth code word length. So coming to code A, for code A, just a minute, let me cut this. Keeping somewhere here. Code A, code word lengths are 1 1 2 2, 1 1 2 2. So 2 power of minus 1 plus 2 power of minus 1, 2 power of minus 2, 2 power of minus 2. So if I sum all this, I will get total value as 1.5, that is greater than 1. So it is undoubtedly it is not satisfying instantaneous code or prefix condition. It is not an instantaneous code. And code B, coming to code B, now the code word lengths are 1 2 3 3. So 2 power of minus 1, 2 power of minus 2, 2 power of minus 3, 2 power of minus 3. That sum will be equal to 1. So this is less than or equal to 1. So it is satisfying prefix condition. Code B is satisfying, is instantaneous code. Coming to code C, the code word lengths are 1 2 3 4. 2 power of minus 1 plus 2 power of minus 2, 2 power of minus 3, 2 power of minus 4. That sum is less than 1. So it is instantaneous code, uniquely decodable, but it is, since it is not satisfying prefix condition, we cannot use we cannot use this as variable length coding or source coding. And next code word length is 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4 again. Again this summation will be 15 by 16, that is less than 1. So code D also uniquely decodable. So from these 4 codes, code A and code C are not decodable, uniquely decodable. Code B and code D are able to decodable. Okay. And now as per question, we should determine average coding length, coding efficiency, redundancy of code B. So here we have code B as 0 1 0, the code B consisting code words 0 1 0 1 1 0 1 1 1, and probability of occurrence of these symbols will be 1 by 3 1 by 3 1 by 6 1 by 6, and length of these code words are 1 2 3 3 1 2 3 3, and R bar is the average code word length. So average code word length is defined as, R bar is defined as summation of k from 1 to 4 nk p of xk. So length of code word multiplied by probability of that symbol, kth symbol. Length of code word 1 here, 1 into 1 by 3, next 2 into 1 by 3, 3 into 1 by 6, and plus 3 into 1 by 6. So if I sum R bar, I will get it as 2 bits, 2 bits, 2 bits. and H of S, the entropy. Entropy of source X, again that is defined as summation of k from 1 to L minus of P of xk log P of xk. So, this probability 1 by 3 log 1 by 3 is 3, 1 by 3 log 3, 1 by 6 log 6, 1 by 6 log 6, that will come around 1.918 bits. So, efficiency is defined as H of S by R bar. So, 1.918 divided by 2, that is 95.92 percentage efficiency. And redundancy is 1 minus efficiency. So, 4.083 is the percentage of redundancy. Okay.